Hi, everybody. Welcome to 10-Minute Topics. I'm your host. My name's Jessica Luna. I am owner and operator of Social Soaring, and this is...
I'm Shelby Snyder. I am working with Jessica.
She's one of our wonderful success managers at Social Soaring. But today, in this 10-minute topic, we really just wanted to touch on social posting basics. So 101 on social posting. We pretty much understand that you probably know what a social post is, right? You go to a social network and you create some kind of a post and you post it for either yourself or your business or whatever that might be, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Shelby, what do you think are the elemental parts of a social post?
I would think that it would be graphics, verbiage, and hashtags. Those would be my three things to pick.
For sure. And I guess if we had to touch on each one of those subjects for a moment, what do you think are the vital maybe tips and tricks that you would give somebody about how to make a graphic?
So when it comes to making a graphic, you want it to be visually appealing to the audience who's viewing it. You would want to remember that the person looking at it is only going to look at it for maybe 2 seconds, which is why the visual has to be appealing to the audience. And then the verbiage, you don't have to put everything in the post. That's exactly why you have enough space under the post to put the verbiage under the post. And
so what you're saying is like, just don't junk up the post with everything you want to say, because you have that verbiage. It's there. It's one of the differences that we talked about in the last topic between traditional and social media marketing. So it's almost like you get to talk to them and show them your advertisement. So you don't have to over advertise and then say it again, because then be pretty redundant.
Yes. So Jessica, what would you think are some tips and tricks in regards to verbiage for a social media post?
So, I mean, yeah, while we're just headed towards the verbiage section, the first thing is to just keep in mind what network you're on, because certain networks are they have character counts. So you have to be character conscious, right? On Twitter, you cannot drone on. However, you definitely have a much longer space on Instagram or LinkedIn for you to be able to get your entire point across. But you might have to get pretty slick in your Twitter posts with taking stuff out and replacing things. Also, I think it's super important in the verbiage to, if you're going to tell somebody to go somewhere, give them a way to do it. So, like if I'm going to be like, hey, come check out my product and do this and that, I'm going to put the website link in there. Or if I'm going to be like, hey, we have this awesome service, give them a phone number to call. But yeah, you absolutely just need like a basic, if it is that type of post, then you need to be able to relay it fully to your audience. Don't forget to leave out where to go to get the rest of the information.
Hashtags. What do you think about hashtags?
Yeah. So again, that's different by network. So with that being said, like how many do you think on Facebook that you should use?
I would use no more than 3 on Facebook, because Facebook, that's not their target, is hashtags. People don't go into Facebook looking and searching actively for the hashtags that you're posting in your post.
Absolutely. So what I think Shelby is just trying to say is that on Instagram, right, people go in there and they search woodworking. They search hashtag South Jersey or hashtag Beech Grove, Tennessee, or whatever it might be, to see what the local food is, to see what is going on. And the same types of searches really aren't there, and you're not following hashtags as much on other networks. So you don't need to bombard your post with them. How many would you say that you do use on something like LinkedIn?
So for LinkedIn, I would say no more than 12 to 15, because LinkedIn does utilize hashtags, but you don't want to make the entire post have so many hashtags that it's overwhelming.
But then on Instagram, they're vital. It's how people are searching out and talking to you. And then honestly, just one more little piece that we should really touch on is the branding of your post. So if you're putting out stuff for your business, whether it's the verbiage, the hashtags, or the graphic overall, make sure that it's including things that are promoting your brand, not just a brand awareness, but also your brand positivity. And that, you're showing yourself to be knowledgeable. Double check your verbiage before you go put it out, right? Spelling errors are very common. And to be honest, everybody has Grammarly. So if you just flip it on, that right there helps you so massively, right? It's easy to misspell things when you're doing it quickly from your phone or whatever. But if you just take that 2 seconds to turn on a tool that could double check it, it makes it easier for you. What else do you think are the important elements of branding?
So when you're branding something in a social media post, make sure that you use your logo. If you have one, you want to use the specific font that is designated for your business, and the colors that you've chosen for your business. That way it stands out and they know, hey, this is a post for this business. I can recognize it through the colors and the font and the logo.
Right. So what you're saying is Coca-Cola is normally red,
Mm-hmm.
and that one day they're not purple, and the next day they're not blue, and the next day they're not bright orange because they're red. And in order to be able to differentiate Coca-Cola at a distance, they're probably going to stay pretty red.
Right.
No, I totally get that. And then just touching on, what you can do in the other elements. So even inside of your verbiage, the hashtags you can use and you should use, start some hashtags for your company. Social soaring, it's just like, let's soar with us, elevate your brand, because that's what we try to do here. And as something that we try to promote those items, we want them to be included. We want people to think about that and relate that to what we do. And even by putting them in your hashtags, when people start searching a different hashtag, or maybe they even follow that hashtag, you'll be coming up more and more often in that search.
Right. And that's good to build your sales and your business and your brand awareness for your followers.
And, it is just as much as it is about sales, it's about brand awareness, because it may not lead to a lead right now, but it could lead to a lead in a year. So it's really about having that market space and place and representing yourself in a really good light. So just to reiterate, because there is so much in this 10-minute topic, the elements of a post. We're talking about your graphic. Now, the graphic can be either an image or a video or a GIF, but your graphic. And then next, we're talking about your verbiage. And just remember that in the verbiage, just character conscientiousness. And then the last thing that we're talking about is hashtags. And again, just be aware of the amount that you're using in any one place.
Right.
And then if you have any questions about how to post, or, maybe helping make a post, we're always here for you. So just feel free to shoot us an email or send us a text message, and you can always subscribe to the link below. Okay. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. See you next time. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.